They rule the skies. There are about 50 billion birds around the world. So it was long thought that birds were less intelligent than mammals. But they really are more clever than we thought. These magpies can dispose of bottle caps better than some humans. For every cap, they're rewarded with a treat. As you can see, they're pretty clever. And that's despite the fact that bird brains don't have a cerebral cortex, the so-called neocortex, the set of layers of the mammalian brain that controls higher mental performance. Despite this, birds display amazing cognitive abilities.
What's the explanation for this? Researchers at Ruhr University Bochum are looking for answers. The scientists here work with ravens.
This is Athena. I'm taking her for her daily training.
Eileen Clara works with Athena, a Eurasian crow, a songbird from the raven family. Ravens are thought to be especially intelligent. But Athena is rather shy. It's better if we keep our distance. Strange people or objects, like our camera, can distract the bird.
You're tense, right? Look here, a worm. Very good. Here, Athena. Another worm. Unknown faces, It's okay. Just like always.
She brings Athena into the testing area. Here the bird will peck at a monitor with its beak, memorizing specific patterns and sequences in the process.
We can watch Athena from above. She's working now. She's to peck the point on these 3 monitors. A black point appears, and she must walk over and respond.
Athena must also memorize the sequence in which she pecks the points, so that she can enter the exact same pattern into a 4th monitor.
So she got that wrong. The monitors briefly turned black to signal that to her. Let's see if she gets it right this time.
Each location corresponds to an abstract symbol, which doesn't appear there. The monitor above stands for camping. The monitor on the right stands for toilet, and left is port. A black point is the only thing shown on the screen. Athena must confirm the sequences on the control monitor using the correct symbols. Camping, toilet, port. She got it right. Here, once again, because it went so fast, camping, toilet, port. And her reward.
If she answers correctly, she gets food. Feed pellets come out of this automatic dispenser. Then the next test begins.
Little is known about how birds' brains function. Neuroscientist Jonas Rosa and his team hope such experiments will help them figure out how ravens retrieve info from short-term memory, which could be a key to understanding birds' intelligence.
It's an important system as it forms the foundation of degrees of higher cognition, and its characteristics make it attractive to study. Its capacity is limited. We can't recall endless numbers of things, and it's fragile. Info gets lost when we're distracted. This gives us the chance to see how it performs compared to other species. How good is a crow compared to a monkey, for example? How much can they recall? How flexibly can they work with these kinds of subjects?
In this experiment, a crow is learning that only the tube on the right will help it raise the water level in the middle and bring the food closer. When it throws in stones on the left, nothing happens. The amazing thing, it's learning from experience alone and even employing tools. That points to complex thought patterns. Besides ravens, owls and parrots are also of interest to brain researchers. Even pigeons. Wait, pigeons? Of course, says biopsychologist Onur Güntekin, one of the world's foremost pigeon researchers. He also works in Bochum and has been examining the bird's cognitive abilities for years.
I really like these animals. They're not the superstars of learning, that's the crows and parrots. But they have something really great, a kind of meticulous persistence in carrying out a given task. They work on it for hours, and that's ideal for scientists, as the mistakes they make provide incredible insight into how the thought process functions. That's why they're great research animals. I love them.
In mammals, the brain's cortex is responsible for complex problem solving. It was assumed birds lacked such a cortex. But with the help of a laser, scientists have found cortex-like structures visible in the cross-section of a bird's brain. The typical horizontal and vertical strands that make complex thought possible.
The vertical strands enable an extremely detailed analysis of everything they perceive. The horizontals help them connect it all together.
Under a microscope, it becomes clear what the vertical and horizontal structures are capable of.
What we see are individual darkened nerve cells. With the technology we've applied here, we can see when the darkened cells communicate with other nerve cells. So, in a way, we're seeing who's communicating with whom.
It's an astonishing discovery. No one expected a bird's brain could be as complex as a mammal's.
At first glance, the brains seem so different, but the further in you go and the more carefully you look, the more you find the same basic principles. The closer you look, the more similar they are.
In other words, brain structure is a decisive factor in determining an animal's cognitive abilities.